Our local library board decided that they've been appointed by Jesus to govern what everyone can read. One of them even said that he didn't want to see any books in our libraries that wouldn't be safe for a 6-year-old to read. He doesn't even have a library card because he said that there was nothing in the libraries that he wanted to read. He's a pastor. There are holy Bibles right there. Another said that she wanted to burn some of the books that she saw in our libraries. They're even pulling books for review simply based on titles. They've even flagged The Sixth Faction by Veronica Roth months before it's even going to come out. They must not have read the other books in the Divergent series, and they also must not realize that she's a Christian like them. They're making decisions about what books to cull based on online reviews. They aren't listening to librarians. They spend their public board meetings not listening to the public, and they close them in Christian prayer. This whole thing is just so frustrating. It's like what Gaston said in Beauty and the Beast. It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking, but in this case, I suppose they don't want anyone to read, except for the kids. But we still have one thing left: sarcasm. So, no book should be safe if you really think about it. Maybe we should ban everything. Winnie the Pooh. These books are at the top of my list of books that need to be banned to protect our children. So I found an article from the National Institute of Health, and this is for real. I'll link the article in the description box, backing the claim that the characters in these books meet the DSM-4 criteria for serious disorders. In addition to lacking impulse control and hitting his head several times, Pooh has comorbidity. His first ailment is ADHD, inattentive subtype, and he is obsessed with honey. So much so that he goes through great lengths to obtain it, like dressing like a rain cloud. His second ailment is OCD, and honey is his fixation. Psychologists in this article even wonder if later in life Pooh will develop Tourette syndrome. Anyway, the doctors, they want Pooh on drugs. And that's just Winnie the Pooh. What about Piglet, Eeyore, Tigger, and the others? Piglet has generalized anxiety disorder. The doctors feel like Piglet should be placed on paroxetine. Eeyore is a threat to what little self-esteem Pooh and Piglet might have left. The psychologists don't have enough evidence or background on the donkey to know if he suffered some kind of severe trauma or if he has an inherited form of depression, but the doctors think that Eeyore would benefit greatly from individual therapy and antidepressants like maybe fluoxetine. Baby Roo? Well, he's in a single-parent home with an overprotective mother, and his best friend is Tigger. Such a bad influence for such a young creature. The therapists worry that Baby Roo will turn to a life of crime when he grows up, and the chances of this turning out well are pretty slim. How is Kinga supposed to bounce back when 100 Acre Wood doesn't seem to value education or female leadership? Tigger exhibits risk-taking behaviors, and he acts in socially intrusive ways. Some therapists believe that Tigger should take a stimulant medication, although that would seem contraindicated to me because he already seems to have plenty of stimulation, but I'm not a doctor. Or maybe NIH had a typo. Other therapists believe that Tigger would benefit more from clonidine or a combination of both. And Rabbit is a control freak workaholic. He has to organize everything and everyone around him, and he has to be at the top of every hierarchy that he organizes and establishes. Christopher Robbin, where are his parents? Are they just letting him go off in the woods and hang out with animals that have disorders? Is this really what we want our children to read and model? What if our children end up modeling one of these psychotic animals, and then end up with anxiety or control or self-esteem issues? What if they grow up to believe that women shouldn't be in positions of leadership? These books need to be banned before they harm more children's development. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. It is stunning that this book has been so popular for so long. 95% of this caterpillar's diet is junk food. Is this really the example that we want to be setting for our impressionable young children? What's more, the caterpillar is binge eating with no shame. Children lack the ability to separate fantasy from reality, and they also don't know how to make sound judgments about what to eat, how much to eat, when to stop eating, and what foods they shouldn't eat together. Cake, ice cream, pickle, cheese, salami, lollipop, cherry pie, sausage, cupcake, watermelon. That's all in one sitting. I think the age group of this book's intended audience is too young, so let's ban it. Al at Home. This book should be banned for 2 reasons. First, let's fact check it. Owls are supposed to be smart, and this owl is not. He invites in winter. He thinks that the bumps under his blanket from his feet are going to keep growing while he's sleeping. He cries over ridiculous stuff. He tries to be in 2 places at once, and he thinks the moon is stalking him, which leads me to the second reason that this book should be banned. Owl is obviously paranoid. So this video has probably missed about 500 other titles that are just too dangerous for children, but they're marketed to them. Children all around the world are reading these books every day with their impressionable young minds. So let me know which books we should consider for a future video in the comments down below. And we are competing against AI channels and bots, so if you don't mind helping a human out, if you like this content, give it a like, a share, and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and keep weaving the threads of your stories.